So starting this analysis by looking at the price action of Bitcoin here in a weekly time frame, we can see very clearly, guys, that the price of Bitcoin yesterday went below 30,000, but now you can see the buyer stepped in and price is above 30,000, and this 30,000 did actually acted as one very strong support line for Bitcoin, because every time when we had this price pullback, right, you can see again from 2010 when the new uptrend started, this 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level always played a very important role, because it always acted as a strong support. And after this support, you can see after this retracement around this 1.618, we always saw very impulsive candle, and after that a new trend started here in upper direction from 2011, from this swing high till this swing low. You can see when we had a new trend, there was a pullback. This pullback ended exactly again at this 1.618. And again, you can see there was a very bullish candle as soon as we found support at this 1.618. And then again, a new trend started here in upper direction. Again, if you look at this from 2013, pretty similar scenario. 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level, you can see when a new trend started, this pullback ended exactly at this 1.618. And the next candle, the weekly candle, was always a very bullish candle, just like here. You can see, right, weak rejection here to the downside, a very bullish candle. And now in 2021, if this is going to be a pretty similar scenario, then you can see the price here has already tested this 30,000 support line. So now we are aware, if this is going to be a pretty similar scenario, just like here from 2013, 2017, 2011, guys, then after testing this 1.618 Fibonacci level, the next weekly candle has always been a very bullish candle, or the same candle, the weekly candle, has turned very bullish as soon as it tested the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level. This is a BLX chart, that's why the price is right now around 32,500, but the actual price right now, as you can see, is around $34,000. So this here, right, if you look at this in a weekly time frame, let me show you very quickly. You can see this big weak rejection here to the downside is already showing us that, hey, just like here in the past Bitcoin price action, this 1.618, right, did act as a very strong support. So if this is going to continue, the next week candle is going to be one very bullish candle for Bitcoin. But breaking this support here, right, the price breaking again below 30,000, that is going to be one very bearish scenario for Bitcoin, because then this is going to play out as a Y-curves distribution phase. Because if you look at this price structure, this 30,000 line was tested again yesterday, right? But the buyer stepped in. Now we are seeing this really nice movement in upper direction on some sort of a relief rally. So if this trend wants to continue in upper direction at any cost, what we have to do is we have to break above this 0.618 Fibonacci line, because this 0.618 Fibonacci line is going to be one very strong resistance line that is sitting around 36,500 area. Because if this here, right, does see this impulsive move and gets rejection here, we have to be careful, because that could again pull the price here to the downside. But why should it actually see this impulsive move at least around this 36,000 area? I am also going to talk about that in this video, so please watch this video till the end. And also, guys, I would really appreciate if you could just take 2 seconds of your time and smash the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So now coming back to this here distribution phase from Y-curve, the distribution schematic 1, and according to this distribution schematic 1, right now this pullback what we are witnessing could be entering this phase E area, and phase E is going to indicate the trend here is going to go way lower. I mean, it could be heading towards this 20,000 price area, right? But to form this actual reversal from the Y curve, we have to break below this 30,000, because right now, as you can see, the 30,000 is holding the price, because in a weekly time frame, this is also one support line what we have from this 1.618 Fibonacci level. So at any cost, we are not allowed to close or break below this 30,000. So 30,000 support must hold the price. If this support is going to be there, what we want right now for Bitcoin at any cost is to break out of this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern. I mean, if you look at this descending channel, right now it's very simple to see this, right? Lower line acted as a support, upper line acted as a resistance. Price correction. Lower line of this descending channel acted as a support, upper line acted as a resistance. So that's why right now, if this trend here wants to continue upper direction, you can see we have to break out of this upper line area of this descending channel. So if the price of Bitcoin does manage to break out of it and also find support above this upper line of this descending channel, then the trend here is more likely to going to continue in an upper direction, because I just showed you with this simple example here in a daily time frame. This Fibonacci line, you can see the 0.618 Fibonacci line is also at this 36,500 area. So if this price here does manage to break out of this upper line area of the descending channel and also above this 0.618 Fibonacci level, then there is a very likely scenario that the price of Bitcoin could see again this $40,000 area as a potential upward price target, because not just only because of the descending channel, if the price here breaks above the upper line area, could see an impulsive move, but also regarding this one example here. So if we monitor the price movement of Bitcoin again here in a daily time frame, yesterday we talked about this broadening bottom playing out for Bitcoin. We also said, hey, since the trend was heading here in a downward direction, we have to be careful, because if this lower support is not going to hold the price anymore, then we could be actually seeing some massive price correction playing out for Bitcoin. But you can see the lower line was able to hold the price. This weak rejection to the downside, buyer stepping in, and again price finding support above this lower line area, because this lower line in the past Bitcoin price action has always acted as a very strong support line, right? Because now this support is actually indicating if it is going to continue. According to broadening bottom, the average gain here to the upside is 27% and the average decline is 15%. So now you can see the price breakout direction to the upside is 53% compared to the downside, and downside is 47%. So if this is going to continue here in upper direction, then it is also showing that we could be heading towards this $40,000 range again. But before we reach to the 40,000, we know and we are also aware that we have to break out of this upper line area of this descending channel, which has previously also acted as a very strong resistance line. And now we also have this Fibonacci line to break, because if this Fibonacci line is not letting the price to break in upper direction along with this upper line area of this descending channel, this scenario here could be play out as a dead cat bounce, which is going to indicate the trend here will be continuing here to the downside. So that's why right now what we want is the price of Bitcoin to, at any cost, first stay above this 30,000, because this 30,000 here is the final support for Bitcoin, right? If this trend here wants to continue to the upside, so that's why 30,000 must be held. And also in a short term, what we want is to break out of this upper line area of this descending channel and also this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level that is sitting around 36,400, 36,500 area. And also if you like to see this price action here in a smaller time frame, no problem, because I can show you this one very interesting scenario playing around this particular area here. So this here is again in a 4-hour time frame. We did talk about this scenario also on my yesterday's video if you have watched it properly, right? This here is a broadening wedge, and now you can see, guys, this broadening wedge upper line was rejecting the price plenty of time, but this time the price of Bitcoin has already broken out of it and also looks like it is finding support. So this is actually a very good scenario, because now this line here to the downside has built a very strong support line around 33,000 area, because this 33,000 was acting as a support and also was acting as a very strong resistance line, but price has broken out of it, and any sort of a pullback, right, we are aware the upper line of this descending broadening wedge and also this line here, this horizontal line which is sitting around 33,000, could be acting as a very strong support in case if we would see any sort of a price pullback. And after that, if we could see price finding support around this 33,000, then we could again see some impulsive move playing out for Bitcoin, because this whole scenario here, right, could be also looked in a very different way. I mean, this price area around this particular area, why this 33,000 actually makes a lot of sense if there is going to be any sort of a reversal, because this here is also forming a very nice inverse head and shoulder. Let me show you this in a hourly time frame. So you can see, guys, in an hourly time frame, this price structure what we are witnessing with Bitcoin is flashing inverse head and shoulder. So according to this inverse head and shoulder, as you can see, the neckline here, right, has already been broken, right, because we can clearly see it was acting as a resistance, but when the price broke out of it, now this is more of a consolidation what we are witnessing with Bitcoin. But if there is going to be any sort of a pullback before retesting this neckline again, because we have seen price coming back to retest the neckline area before again choosing the trend direction. So if this is going to be any sort of a pullback, then you can see exactly around 33,000. With the previous example I showed you, 33,000 is a very strong support here, right, in a 4-hour time frame. But now you can also see, according to this in an hourly time frame, this inverse head and shoulder, the neckline could be again acting as a strong support around 33,000. And if we would see any sort of a bounce here to the upside, right, and also break out of this resistance line sitting around 34,000, then the price here is more likely to be continue here in upward direction, because according to this inverse head and shoulder, right, the upward price target is going to be somewhere around 36,000 to 37,000 price range. So that's why we are focusing around this 36 to 37,000 price range here in a short term period for Bitcoin, if this is going to continue as an inverse head and shoulder, and also if the price here wants to break out of this upper line area of this descending bottom wedge and also break above this 0.618 Fibonacci level. So these are some of the scenario what I wanted to share with you in today's video. I hope this video was helpful enough, and if that's the case, then guys, please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.